Start saying something.
I don't know. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm like a loss for words. I think that's what it's truly ongoing here. Oh man, she actually came out of retirement to just. I was like, oh my, I'm still shaking. I'm not sure what's going on. What's good, y'all? Welcome to Extra Toppings. I want to give thanks to Mr. What's the Definition of Love herself, Miss Michelle Casher, for coming through, holding this down. How are you today?
I am finally alive.
You're finally alive?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because I know you're saving something special for that. So I'm not really going to try to get all into that or whatever. But how was your day?
My day was amazing.
It was amazing?
I guess.
I mean, it means you spent money.
Not really.
No?
Mm-mm. I made some extra money, but yeah, other than that, nah.
You made money.
Yes.
Hold on one second. Let's make sure. Amazing? All right.
Yes.
I mean, it means you spent money. All right. Give you a little echo for a second. All right, I'm going to have to get my cousin text you back. I'll text you in a second, cuz I'm live, man. You text me while I'm live and stuff. So your day was amazing because you spent money. Normal
I didn't
female
spend
stuff.
money. Nah, I did
You know
not.
what I mean? Probably did like mad shopping and
Nope.
you know what I mean?
Actually, I went to the doctor today.
You
So.
went to the doctor?
Yeah.
Everything's good?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet. All right, well, we're going to wish you the best. I want to give a shout out to E.
Hi, Miss E.
Hope everything pans out. You take as much time as you need. So we're going to keep doing the show. Hopefully I can continue to have people come through, pop up, and help me out because I'm just so bad at it. But if not, I'll try to hold it down as best as possible. So again, I want to thank you for coming out, showing us some love. You want to give the people any kind of information or anything about your show or
So
what's going on?
I'm in working
All right, so
progress.
that was good. Oh, you wasn't finished?
Okay.
My bad. I thought you was finished.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
You sure?
Go ahead, say something.
Well, I'm in working progress with my guest because of the COVID-19 situation.
So do you call it COVID-19 or just like coronavirus like everyone
No,
else?
I want to call it COVID because it kind of is cute. So if I have another boy, it'll be COVID.
Who? Good luck with that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if I ever have another boy, it'll be COVID.
Good luck with that one. I wish you all the luck. All right, so that's
Because he
cool.
almost killed me.
He almost killed you.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Now I see the analogy and things like that. It's making sense now. I'm slow. I'm dyslexic, so you gotta like sometimes slow your words down, say it real slow, and then maybe I'll catch up to it.
All right.
I'll maybe catch up to it. So what did you buy when you were shopping today?
Nothing.
You didn't go shopping today?
Nope.
Oh, shit. I gotta see if lightning is striking outside or something.
I didn't buy anything.
We're good. Not yet. Not yet.
I don't have plans to.
No plans to. All right. We're gonna check back with her at like 11:59. I don't know. She might try to hold out
No.
to
I'm
exact
good
midnight
right now.
to start ordering something. But your show, you're working in the back scenes. You're getting everything ready.
Yes, I have I'm not sure how I'm going to break it down, but I think I'm gonna do La Femme, and what is the definition of love? I'm gonna have to like do like 2 shows back to back, with why I had to exit for a few months. And what actually had happened, I want to get into detail with people because I don't want people to think that,
Yes.
how am I going to put it? I don't want people to think that everything that's being said about the thing that we're going
We
through
don't want you to give too much information away, but
is a lie.
Okay.
I just want people
so you're
to
gonna
really
give hard evidence, proof, and what's the word I'm looking for?
carry a mask. Put your damn mask on. It's okay.
So all right, so hold on. What kind is that a good mask or is that a mask that you got just because it's pink?
Okay, it don't matter. I actually, this actually really works for me. It has not given me any allergies. So, I've had a lot of allergic reactions to the masks on my face. I had a lot of pimples. I broke a lot. So, this is the only one that's working for me so far.
Okay.
I know that it's not going to prevent me, but there's more to the story about this. So when I do the next show, you guys will all know what this is all about, why I wear this, and we'll talk about it. So
Well, make sure y'all obviously once we know for sure when she's not shopping or doing her other
or
glamorous things,
nervous.
we'll give you obviously a heads up and let you know when it's gonna air. It's I've always said it, and it's things I've always said from day one. With no matter what company we was with, um, that if you're going to get advice for someone, you want to get advice for someone who has experience life on the aspect of what they're actually giving you advice on. So you definitely are going to want to tune in. And like Michelle said, there's a lot of people out there giving a lot of
Wrong
opinions
informations and opinions.
instead of facts about the coronavirus. I can't say it like Cardi, so you know what I mean. My voice can't get that high. It ain't like super bass deep. It's crazy because my son's voice is actually deeper than mine. I just realized it. It's kind of crazy, but
That's cool.
you want to tune in. You will hear it, putting like straight from the horse's mouth, where you'll actually get hardcore information about how to deal with certain things in certain situations in all aspects of life, stuff like that. So make sure you guys tune in. So again, I want to thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. So we're gonna do again, if this is your first time tuning in, whatever, we are Extra Toppings. Is where we spread our thoughts. Well, we sprinkle our thoughts on top of today's topics and news. So if you have any questions or whatever, may feel free to chime in. Even if you don't watch this show live, you still have the ability to comment. And believe me, we will answer. We always do. So we're going to start today's topic out with the last show. The last topic we dealt with last time. And this is the story of Miss Taylor and her boyfriend Kenneth. So for those of you who may be under a rock and too busy on TikTok doing dance moves and shit, this is Miss Taylor. She is I apologize. She was EMT worker with no criminal record, and also in the picture is her boyfriend Kenneth. And what happened at their residence where the police turned up at their location to serve a no knock warrant. So, for those you may not be familiar, a no knock warrant is where the police do not have to knock on a door and say that it's them. They do not have to identify themselves. They can pretty much just enter and go in. The problem and issue with what's going on with this particular story is the warrant was being served for a gentleman who was already in custody. Hours in custody before these gentlemen, police officers, served the arrest warrant. Kenneth, who is a licensed gun carrier, wasn't illegal. It was legal. They did everything that they were supposed to do. Ran to the door and asked what's going on. Didn't hear any kind of, he didn't get anything back.
No response.
No response at all. And because of that, obviously, they continue to try to get in the house, in the door, and Kenneth released one bullet shot from his gun, which hit the one of the police officers in the leg, and the police returned with 27 shots in return, hitting Miss Taylor 8 times, killing her. Um, she pretty much was half naked, or pretty much naked. All she had was, like, I guess, a sheet or a towel covering herself because they were sleeping when this process happened. After this incident happened, the police charged Mr. Kenneth with attempted murder and aggravated assault. Attempted murder of a police officer, aggravated assault. And it wasn't until the media, shout out to everyone who posted on Twitter, Facebook, and all media outlets for um, justice for this young lady. Because the only other story that was going at this time was Mr. Arbery's story, and people wanted to get her story out, and it has gained a lot of attention. So from that up to that part, because we have a lot of updates for you guys. We told you we will update you as much as we have information. In 40 minutes, well, about an hour ago now, even more information came out about this story, and we have it for you guys. So from that standpoint, do you have a comment on exactly like that situation as far as what happened so far?
Well, I'm just it's sad that this woman had to go through this, and I mean now her fiance. I'm sure she has family. Um, this was a frontliner um worker. So by all means, I bow to you and your family. I truly am sorry. Um, I mean, laws have to be changed. I don't see the point
And they were.
of this um break the door and you're cool. Like you can't just break somebody's door without saying who you are. I mean,
Well, in that sense, which, I thought was kind of
who made that law? Like what is that law?
so with
Is it all
the
states or
most, yeah, all states have what they consider no knock warrants. So these no knock warrants are presented where cases are where there's a severely dangerous person, to where, okay, if I knock on the door and I say I'm the police, that gives that person an opportunity to pretty much go and get a weapon and pretty much come and shoot out the door or try to kill someone or whatever situation may be. So this was supposed to be a big drug bust, and no drugs were found.
wow.
Not even a speck of weed. No drugs was found in the residence after the search, after the incident happened.
So sad.
So in cases where it's
Sad. Extremely sad.
really dangerous for police, they allow them to have no knock warrants.
My question is, were they in the wrong location? Did they go to the wrong residence?
So what happened is the person they were looking for, from, I could be wrong now, don't quote me on this, frequent that location, or they was altogether a wrong location. But the thing is, the person that they were looking for was not at that residence. He did not live at that residence. That apartment was leased out to these two individuals. So that person's name wasn't even on the lease. So for them to have a no-knock warrant or any kind of warrant for someone or a situation where that person doesn't even have title there, you don't have a utility in your name, not even a motherfucking cable bill, because you know how we do sometimes.
So,
And the fact, the thing what really bothered me about the situation, we were talking about it last week, is the fact that this individual was in custody
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
hours ahead of time.
I was about to
before
tell
they
you.
actually issued that.
I was about to tell you, like, when we are preparing for shows, we do research. Like, we take pointers, we search, we try and find out as much as we can about the situation that we're going to be talking about.
Right.
So, as a cop on your job, for you not to run the database to see if this idiot is in your custody and then to just go to somebody else's house, that is so wrong. I mean, there's no explanation. I mean, I don't know if they will ever find the real explanation behind this. I don't think that even if the CIA investigates, not the FBI only, I tell you something was not right there. Like the whole police department needs to be flashed out completely.
Oh,
Wipe it clean.
I agree with you.
Something's not right. Like, how you gonna have somebody killed and you didn't do the research? Like, it's a body. It's a human person. Like, it's a human body.
There's no coming back from death.
And the fact that you're like, they even put out that she was naked. That's so disrespectful.
Well, they said they pretty much was laying in bed. If
It
you're
don't matter.
any human being,
Just say she passed. Like, you guys killed her. Just be honest, straight out.
well, I like the fact that they said it not because it's a gruesome situation, but just to show that these were the two individuals who was just lollygagging, bullshitting.
No.
It were two people who were in their bed.
And she's
If
a
you're-
frontliner.
Right,
Like,
she's
how
a frontline
many?
EMT worker. So if you're laying in your bed, all right, and you hear noise at your door, and you're a licensed gun holder, what you think you're doing?
Oh, heck yeah.
You're going
Even if
to
I
that
don't have
door-
a license, I'm going to shoot that person.
Yeah, you're going to
If I have
that
a gun-
door, and the words that are going through your mind is, "I wish a motherfucker would." You're gonna open that door to about a hellfire of bullets.
Exactly.
But
Sadly, it's extremely sad.
the crazy thing is, what one of the, because I read multiple stories, and what one individual reporter was really trying to come from the police perspective, as far as they don't feel that the police may get hit with charges
Oh, hell
because
yeah,
they feel
would.
the police acted within their rights. Here's the problem that bothers me about what that reporter said. You have to do your due diligence. And Michelle talked about earlier as far as laws changing. And this incident actually changed the law in that state today.
Oh, it did?
Change in that state today. Here's the reason why. Go to my notes. All right, so as of Thursday, May 21st, 2020, the FBI has stepped in and has opened an investigation on this entire case and this entire situation.
Yeah, because it makes no damn sense. It don't.
So the family has put out a wrongful death case against 3 individuals.
Cool, get that money. You ain't bringing her back, but slap them hard.
3 police officers.
Were
One
they
police officer, I'm going to jack his name up. I apologize. It's Miles Cosgrove, Brent Hankins, and Sergeant Jonathan, what's his, Mitney? I know I jacked your
Are
name
they
up.
white?
I'm not sure, probably because I don't care if they were purple. So those are the 3 defendants that has been named in the lawsuit, wrongful death lawsuit that has been issued by the family of Miss Taylor.
Good for them.
I also want to let you guys know that those 3 officers have been placed on administrative assignment.
Which means they are still getting paid after killing a person, which is really fucked up.
I can't argue with you there.
That's fucked up.
But what it is these individuals are no longer patrolling the streets.
It don't matter. They're
No,
working.
I'm not arguing with you there, but it's not like these individuals are back out on the streets. So I think in certain situations we have to take whatever we can get, certain times, certain situations. So the fact that these guys have been usually administrative leave, what happens is your gun and your badge gets taken from you, and you still have to come to the precinct, but you sit behind a desk, which I like just because of this situation. I don't want you to be home still getting paid. I want you to still have to get up early in the fucking morning. I want you to start your fucking car. I want you to drive in your fucking car, waste your fucking gas, and sit behind that desk and not be able to do anything. But you're gonna sit there your whole entire shift. And most police states do 10 and 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, so but how about if you suspend them without pay
I give you that. Now
and
here's
put
where
a lock on their foot so that they have to stay home? They can't leave their premises.
well, what happened originally is obviously the prosecutor came out and said no charges would be filed against these three police
Thank
officers,
God.
and that these individuals will be not be charged with anything. And because of people like us and everyone else who are writing the story fairly, who are online, social media, demanding justice. Now the FBI has stepped in. So we're going to get to that law in a second. So because of this situation, and this is what Michelle talked about, the changing of laws. This situation has changed the law in that state. So, police announced policy changes after Miss Taylor's death. The no-knock warrant, which was done in this situation, will require the police chiefs, that's the motherfucker in charge, approval before it goes to the judge for approval.
So that means that the chief has to do the research.
Well,
and if he fucks up, it's going to be on him.
Oh, it's already on him. We're going to get into that in a few seconds. So what they did is they added something extra to where before, because again, this person was already in custody hours prior to these police officers
That's so wrong, man.
doing this no-knock warrant. So now, before the warrant goes to the judge, it has to be approved by the chief of the police. Then go to the judge. But there's more. There is more. Now, anyone, officer, who is in the process of serving a warrant now has to wear a body camera.
That's good. That's perfect.
So this situation that quickly.
So these officers didn't have a body camera on them.
No, these officers serving this warrant do not wear a body cam. But again, they cannot say. And what I like about this situation, the fact that these officers immediately ran to, we had a no-knock warrant. Because if they didn't, what do you think the police are going to say? Well, we said police. So you have multiple police officers saying, because you know this guy's going to back each other's statements, they're going to say, we said who we were, screamed it loudly, and he shot anyway.
Wow.
So the fact that those guys, those police officers, went immediately to the no-knock warrant, which helps Mr. Kenneth's case, who, after shooting one of the police officers in the leg, being charged with attempted murder on a police officer, aggravated assault.
Wow. I'm not sure what to say anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. But there's more. There is more.
Wow.
Prior to coming on the show, because of the FBI's investigation, not prior, I want people to understand that. After all this information came out, it wasn't until the FBI stepped in, took over, to where now the prosecutor has put out there and said he's going to ask for all charges to be dropped on Mr. Kenneth Walker. Now, even though he was bonded out, he would no longer have to worry about being charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and all the other charges he was hit with.
Wow.
Now, yes, he still has to deal with the death of his
I
girlfriend.
hope this guy's gonna be okay. It's sad.
I mean, it's traumatic.
It's sad.
And, you know, no matter what happens in this man's life, 5-10
It's
years
sad.
down the line, he meets someone
He'll
else.
never forget her.
He'll never forget all those bullets coming into his
No.
house. and the fact that he had to watch the woman he loved sitting there bleeding to death, dead.
Nah, that's
It's a sad situation,
wow.
all overall. So, and also, there's more. There's more, and this is the power of the FBI and someone else stepping in, saying, "Hold on a minute, something's not right." So not only did we get the law changed,
Hmm.
or the procedures, I should say, on following no knock warrants. Drumline, now the police chief himself is retiring in June. So, for those of you who may understand in situations like this, instead of they're trying, which he might even get it later, because again he is in charge, and anything his police officers
This
do,
is the United States of America.
yes it is, yes it is.
And I quote,
So he wasn't the one who actually did anything, but again, all of his
he
police
is
officers,
responsible.
right? He is responsible because all his police officers are under his command. But in what they're doing now, they're allowing him to retire instead of firing him, which possibly, again, when we get more information next week, obviously we're going to give it to you just like we're giving it to you this week. We're dealing with situations where they're allowing him to retire and still collect his benefits, which is what's happening as a police chief. But I like what has happened in this process to where they have changed laws, they have made other stipulations, and they have gotten the chief of police to step the fuck down. So, FBI was going to come in with a non-bias situation. They're going to come in here. They're going to do their due diligence. They're going to dot their I's and cross their T's. Now, I do want people to understand this. I don't want people to be in awe if these police officers get no time.
Oh well,
I
I'll,
want
I'll
them
be
to-
mad.
I know people are gonna, but I want people to understand that because the police are gonna say we did what we were supposed to do. We served the warrant we were supposed to serve. It's not our fault that we were given the wrong address. And I see your face. I see your face. But I'm telling you, this is what their lawyer's gonna come from. This is what they're gonna do. But this family will receive justice and finances, and it's not the same.
Sad.
It is not the same.
Does she have kids?
No, they didn't have kids.
Okay.
But I just want people to understand that be prepared. And I'm not saying it's right, but I want you guys to be prepared. But because of this case and this situation, this young lady did not and will not die in vain. But I'm pretty sure these guys will not be able to be police officers ever again. This is too much going on.
They're gonna if they don't get them out.
I don't think they'll do jail time. I'm being honest,
Fucking-
but I think they will lose their job.
I
You will
don't know.
not be able to ride around ever again
Listen.
with this situation.
As I said, this is the United States of America, and they will keep their jobs.
You think so? I mean, it's not like I can really sit here and be super open about saying.
And then,
absolutely
God
not.
forbid, like that dude Kenneth, something happens to him, he will always carry the gun, and he is always gonna shoot the gun.
Well,
And I don't blame him
this is
because
yeah.
because if these cops are gonna still be on the street after what they've done, somebody gotta take care of them.
I say this. What I love about this story is, and it's a horrible story, but what I love about it is the fact that you have people of color, not just white people, who understand their rights under the Constitution to bear arms. And he didn't do it the way most people do it. and have something illegally. He went through the proper channels. He took whatever requirements he needed
Do
to
we
take.
know what he does?
I'm not sure what he does for a living. I had it down, but the fact that he was a licensed gun carrier, because in most states, just like Texas, Georgia, you could go down and get whatever.
What's his name?
Kenneth Walker. So Michelle's gonna try to see what his occupation was, but I want to say kudos to the administration for the FBI stepping in. I think the FBI is seeing that they don't want things to get out of hand because over and over again, people of color are getting shot and killed. There is no such thing as wound to maim. They're shooting to kill. But I think the fact that this gentleman was charged with what he was charged with was the horrible, worse than one of the bad situations that happened in this situation. Did you ever get it? You
It's
looking?
giving me a bunch of shit.
All right, so don't worry about it. We'll hit you guys up again next week when we get more information on this story, and we'll see what kind of progress that the FBI has made or is making in this case. Any last words before we move on to the next story?
No, I'm just, I hope and pray that they'll serve them justice at least for the family. It's not easy, especially during this hard time where if she's an EMS worker, she must have seen a lot more than what we can ever imagine.
Right.
So my heart goes out to them and her family. I hope they find comfort, during this time. So that's basically it. And I hope, they get justice.
Well, unfortunately, their justice will have to be served in finances. I really want these people to be prepared for these police officers not getting any jail time. I'm not saying it's not going to happen,
I'm going to get
but what I'm saying
disgusted
is
after I find out.
I want you to be prepared for it. But again, like Michelle said, thoughts and prayers and everything go out to the family. You have been receiving good news on a daily basis. So let's see what happens in the next week. And again, we will get back to you guys and give you more information on this story.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so since we are already on police
Oh, no.
shooting,
Ooh.
wrongful death, here's my man right here, Mr. William.
He guilty.
And you just giving it to her right off the
You
bat.
guilty.
You give it to him. All right.
Yep.
What I love about this story
He's a fool, but
has,
he's guilty.
it has snitching. It has all kinds of racism, cover up. It has pretty much, I think, anything and everything you can put under the sun falls underneath this case. So again, for those of you under a rock, this is Mr. Arbery. This is a gentleman who was shot and killed by Mr. Travis McMichael, but he was also shot. Well, sorry, he was shot and killed
By the son and the father.
by the son and the father. The son, he was hit with 2 gunshots, close range.
But what kind of game is that?
Oh, we'll get into it. It wasn't a game. And also the father releasing 1 shot from his pistol that hit Mr. Arbery in the arm and came out of his hand.
Oh, damn.
But obviously the kill shot was shot by Mr. Travis. But also to let guys know, just brush it up and then we're going to give you all the newest news. I had the 911 call. I'm saving that. But it's been out. But we're going to talk about everything that's happened in the last couple of weeks. This is a guy who visited a work site, which a lot of people do, visit work sites to see see how people build houses up from the ground up. He was on camera visiting. He is also on camera not taking anything. not stealing anything. Uh, this is a gentleman who was seen coming out of that place and commencing with his jog. This is a man who was stalked because he was followed for many miles. He was followed for over 4 minutes. He was chased for over 4 minutes. That's what we call stalking your prey. They ain't just pop up out of their house. No, they ran down on him. They chased him. They tried to corner him. This was done by the McMichaels. The father, George, was a former police officer, former officer of the DA, who was trying, in his words, to serve citizen's arrest. The sad thing about that situation, this is a guy who was a gentleman, I'm going to say gentleman, who was a police officer, who was a DEA, a district attorney officer, and he would know the law about serving an actual citizen's arrest, which they didn't follow anything under that statute to serve or to arrest anyone with a citizen's arrest. And also, he did not have all of his certification and classes to be certified to continue being an investigator for the DA office.
No comment.
So here's my man, Mr. William. This is a gentleman who filmed Mr. Arbery's death. This is a gentleman who came out and has been saying that he had no participation in this situation.
Yes,
I agree with you. But again, this is what his lawyers telling him to say. This is what he was saying. I had nothing to do with it. I was just an innocent bystander who was filming what was happening. I did not participate in any aspect of this gentleman's death. And we're smiling because this shit is pitiful.
But I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Right. It's so, but the shit a person would, like, you would start.
And I'm white, and I look at his face, and I see evil.
So,
like, I know he's done more than filming.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like, you can't just sit. There's no way, if you were not part of it,
right,
that you was just filming it. What were you doing? Like, was this something that you were having fun doing?
Well, no, to his defense, he was saying, he just was filming. He wanted to make sure they had everything on camera. he claimed that, he came out of his house and he saw people that he knew pursuing. So he hopped in his car and he helped.
He helped.
He helped by filming to see what was going on.
He did not help by filming.
His thing
must have started something or helped them do something.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to pick the credit from his bullshit, and then we're gonna go into what actually fucking happened.
So this is truly a white people situation when they fuck up. So,
oh man, this man was singing praises.
Yeah,
motherfuckers was throwing people underneath. They were throwing people underneath the bus and everything. So, upon being arrested,
oh my God, I want to hear this.
The McMichael Sr. I know why you're wiping. You're gonna keep drinking. You're gonna keep having lipstick on it.
It's bothering me.
So you might as well just So upon one of the elder McMichael's arrest,
COVID,
he wound up saying that you arrested me and my son, but you're missing one.
See this? I'm saying, oh my God,
you're missing one. Okay, so this is Michael Sr., who quoted saying that he anticipated in their pursuit of Mr. Arbery. Hold on, y'all talking about dry snitching.
I believe it.
Y'all talking about we do this together. We about this life.
Well, it's a white man's thing. You know,
this is a man who said, you arrested too? Go get that third person. So, after consistent pressure by Mr. Arbery's family, Mr. Arbery's lawyer. This motherfucker's in jail, right, with the McMichaels, and he has been charged with felony murder, contributing to the death of Mr. Arbery, and also, come on now, because here's what people don't understand: felony false statements.
Wow.
So this motherfucker's a liar.
Did they find the video?
Oh, you didn't know what happened to the video? Okay. We're gonna give it to Michelle. The okay, let's go back a little further.
Oh, he posted it on Facebook.
No,
right?
he didn't post it. He didn't post it. We're gonna go back a little further.
Oh.
So, Mr. Arbery died February 23rd.
Okay.
It wasn't to April 7th. Yeah, 2.5 months. Yeah, you do the math. One,
Whoa.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's
five,
why I didn't follow it.
Two and a half months after Mr. Arbery's death, when that video appeared.
From where though?
Here's the fun part. The video was released by the attorneys of the McMichaels.
Why would they fucking do
Oh,
that?
let me take a sip as I finish it. Okay, so the video was released by the attorney, but what I love about this is the arrogance of someone who's trying to get over. The lawyer originally released the footage to show the proof. Let that marinate for a second. The proof that his clients acted in self-defense. Go pause for a few seconds.
Wait, but he was by himself, no?
Exactly. Not only was he by himself, he did not have a weapon, and he was the one by Mr. Williams tried to cut him off first. He was pursued for 4 minutes. That's what you call stalking your prey. That's what Ms. Butterfly likes to call hunting season. So he was hunted. Wow. They drove in the middle of the street. You see him in the video trying to run around the truck where he was confronted by Travis. First gunshot. More tussling. Second gunshot. Sorry. More tussling. Fire gunshot, which hit his arm, went through his hand, which is why he wasn't able to fight off. Followed by the second gunshot, and this is where you see him run off, and you see him fall down, and he's dead. I also want to mention that the daughter of the McMichaels, and I wish I had some more to drink in here, of the McMichaels, took a photo of Mr. Arbery's dead body and posted it on social media and talked about justice.
Sad.
Obviously, she's been taking that motherfucker down. But to get to Mr. Williams again, this is a gentleman who immediately said he had nothing to do with it. Boy, did he try to part the Red Sea. He tried to distance himself by hiring a separate lawyer to say that he had nothing to do with it, to saying that he was just someone filming it. And just like y'all guys always want to talk about snitches, Mr. Travis' father, Mr. Michael Sr. said, nah, that nigga was with us. And just like they charge people, if I'm selling drugs,
said that white trash was
there you go. If I'm selling drugs and Michelle's looking out for me, Michelle's going to get the same charge I get. And that's exactly what they gave Williams. And then on top of that, they gave him another felony charge for lying about it. So I always want to say in this situation, I always say shout out to the arrogance of the McMichaels lawyer for releasing the video. April 7th, which went to the prosecutor. Oh, God, you missed so much. 2 prosecutors recused themselves of it. And finally went to the third one, who saw the video and immediately asked for a grand jury. But here's the problem with that. He asked for the grand jury, which he knew he couldn't get because of the COVID and the pandemic, to where there is no grand juries, at least until August. Even though he still had the power to arrest the McMichaels, finally decided to do so. And he arrested them, and they were charged with the murder. And they're trying to get him for a hate crime, death penalty people. And the judge denied their bail, so they will have to deal with this entire process behind bars.
So I hope that they find somebody to take care of them over there in
Oh
jail.
no, what's gonna happen? Because I've been locked up, so I understand. There's Aryan Nation. What are you laughing?
It's like an occupation or something.
Yeah, I've
A
been locked up
job
that
you
many
had.
times. It was a job. I've been locked up since I knew you. I've been locked up twice.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So we will continue again to give you guys more and more information.
I don't know
Uh,
anything about jail. I'm sorry.
hey, no, hey,
It's what
you
about
don't.
I hear is what it's all about what I hear.
Right.
But I'm sure he gonna get taken care
Come a
of.
little closer to Mike. I want to make sure we hear.
I'm sure. I'm sure they're gonna take care of them.
Here's the thing. Arians, it's. I explained to you off of camera. I don't think they will be taken care of in jail, but I do hope that they do get the death penalty. I know they will get some serious ass
Is that
charges.
state a death penalty
Georgia
state?
is a death penalty state.
Oh, Georgia.
Yes.
Isn't Georgia a lot of black people?
Not as many as you think there is.
Oh.
But Georgia is a death penalty state. Georgia is also a Commonwealth state. So there are a lot of things and stuff that goes into this situation. But again,
my
I
God.
will commend.
What a fool, though. Like, look at his face.
Well, I give him credit for
I
trying
have
to
to
part
say,
ways.
as soon as I saw his picture, I
You
know
knew he was guilty.
What?
But you would think the McMichaels would try to protect
No.
their fellow white man.
No, because if nobody protected them, why would they protect him?
Hey, but people saying they hate snitches. They said, but you have a guy said, if I'm going down, you're going down with me.
It's like we're all in this together.
And that's
what
exactly
white people stand for. So hello, go for it. You did that to this young black man without having anything to do with you. It wasn't even bothering you people. So you get paid for what you do. And it don't matter what color you are. To me, like I've been here in the States, all I hear is about how white people hate black people. It's like it's really ridiculous. I don't see color. I mean, I truly don't understand the whole concept behind it. I really don't. Like I've read books, I've seen stories. I, I just get really upset because I don't get it.
No, I feel you. I feel you. And it's great that, you being, I never called you white, but you being a white person, color wise, saying that is good, even though you've had black in you a lot of times since in the last 5, 6 years. But it's good where you do have, because I always tell a child, unfortunately, you have a lot of people that always try to say all white people, and that's obviously not the case. You do have some white people that feel certain type of ways, but you have a lot of white people that don't. But here's a case where you
It's
have
sad.
3 individuals who stalk their prey and eventually killed them.
That's really sad.
I would think it would be hard pressed, which is not similar to the prior topic we talked about, for these gentlemen not to do, if not to get the death penalty, to get life in prison. Again, everything that you tried to say in your defense, the fact that Mr. Arbery stole, the fact that Mr. Arbery was running, and you were just trying to talk to him, that he stole something, that you did not impede his path, and the camera and everything else shows that you did, and the fact that your daughter goes and posts his dead body.
She should get charged too.
Well, I mean, I think she should get beat. That's a pure racist there. But again, people, we are seeing progress. We are seeing someone who has a process that, yes, 2.5 months late, but we're seeing progress that is happening in the right direction. So again, the more information we'll get, we're going to give you more information next week when we deal with this situation more and more. Last words before we move on to the next topic?
No.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right. So I
Thank
didn't
God.
put it in order. So we're
Thank
going to
God
go
you took
with,
him out.
Yeah, we're gonna go with this first.
Oh Lord.
Boy, if you wanna order Domino's, y'all motherfuckers better tip. Okay?
How about do not order Domino's? How about that? That shit is nasty.
It does taste like cardboard, but
No, it's
I can't,
nasty.
I can't eat
You
from there
have
anywhere.
to wait at least 2 hours after you freaking
What?
order.
You know what's
And they
funny?
give you the wrong fucking order all the fucking time.
The funny thing about it is, I remember Domino's when they started the 30 minutes or less, but they kept giving out free
That
pieces
stuff
because
is
it.
stupid.
Well, it was like it was better for them, and what I think Domino's came out with a 30 minutes or less
Whatever.
delivery, but what kept happening is they kept having to deliver.
I will never
Well,
eat
sorry,
that
not
shit
deliver.
again.
They kept having to give out free pizzas because they never delivered anything within 30 minutes. You would think as an organization they would fix this. So all they did was take away the 30 minutes and you got your pizza in 2.5
Yep.
hours. So I don't want pizza. I don't want pizza tonight. I know that.
And definitely not Domino's. Sorry.
I don't want pizza.
I hate Domino's. I think that they are the nastiest, unclean places I've been. I've seen them.
All right, I will say this. I will give credit to the Domino's in Englewood, New Jersey. I went there one time. I was starving. That was the only thing open. And the manager made sure that they opened everything I ordered. They opened a brand new cheese.
Yeah, but what they don't know is what they did know is because you told them you are kosher.
Right.
So
but the fact that she did it and she
you
didn't give me a
didn't-
hard time. The fact
If
that
you
she did it,
didn't
and
tell her,
oh, they were gonna give
she
me.
would give you shit.
No, it wasn't that. When I looked at the cheese that was down already, you saw all the redness in the cheese.
That's fine.
Which goes to show you the pepperoni
I
and
am
everything else was
done.
in it. But let's get into the story because we digressed. So, there was a 13-year-old young lady. Now, you didn't want the fan on, so you're going to sit there. She didn't want the AC on, and now she's sitting over there.
Holy shikes.
Burning the fuck up. And I closed the vent, so it's not really like I can even open it. Yeah, you're going to deal with that
Get your
shit.
butt up.
So, huh?
Get your butt up.
Yo, Ash should have talked about all this shit.
Holy shit.
It's
Well,
like
I have
80
like
some
1,
degrees.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Well,
6,
which is
7,
why
8 lights
I
on
turned
me.
it on in the first fucking place.
Holy Jesus. What?
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to like sweat my ass off.
Well, hey, it just goes to show, when I start and I do something, you should just let it happen.
Woo! Now, besides the Domino's pizza, at least you have me over here, like flipping my hair and kind of looking cute,
No, you're definitely gonna get me some views, cause shout out to Beast, cause I think between you and Goddess, your guys have like 1,000 likes plus right now as far as your photos. But okay, let's get into it. After I turned the AC on, the fin is on her.
Woo!
She can stop complaining. After she complained, she didn't even sit the fuck down
Shit.
before she complained about the fucking AC.
I came in the rain. It was freezing butts outside.
Just saying, I had it ready in here. I had the temperature all nice and cool.
Right.
Michelle comes in and complains before she even sits the fuck down. All right, so let's get to it. So, story. There was a 13-year-old young lady who called her father, who was out of town, that she was hungry and she wanted to order a sandwich for Domino's. And wanted to find out if it was okay for my father. Her father didn't have a problem with it. He was out of town on work. So he gave his daughter his credit card number over the phone. She ordered the food. Food showed up.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a problem that Michelle had with the delivery process. Her food came. Her food came hot. The problem happened after the delivery driver showed up with the credit card statement and had the young lady sign.
Mm-hmm.
The young lady signed the ticket and did not put a tip,
Okay,
where the driver had a problem with that.
Why?
So the 13-year-old young lady, we're going to get into that. The 13-year-old daughter called her older brother, who commenced and laughed and shrugged his shoulders and handed the receipt back to where the delivery driver couldn't take it. Delivery driver called the guy a douchebag.
Wow.
Told the now both siblings were at the door when this is happening. Called him douchebag. Went further and said "fuck you." Went further and said, "I do not get any money delivering pizza other than tips. I wasted my gas. Well, sorry, I drove here using my gas to deliver this pizza, and you're not going to tip me." The father felt bad. There's a problem. He felt bad because he said these essential workers, especially in this day and time, who are still working, yes, his kids did not know the proper etiquette about tipping. He would have tipped the driver. I would have gave him a napkin with my ass right after I wiped it with diarrhea. Is what I would have gave this motherfucker for cursing and going on the rant that this guy went on in front of two fucking young teenagers. So, the question I want to ask on this topic: why doesn't the company take care of their delivery drivers?
They do.
Man said he could be lying, but according to him, he did not get any money other than the tips.
No.
Break it down for us. What
so,
happened? Right.
When you order there, you get a surcharge of it's a fee for delivery.
He said that he didn't get it, and it wasn't on the receipt.
It is on the receipt.
It
It's
wasn't
included.
on that one. It wasn't on that one.
Well, it's usually included in the receipt.
So maybe that state is different. Maybe it's not. Maybe it could have been included. But obviously,
okay,
him as a delivery driver should have knew.
Plus,
right?
When you take a job like that, there's a pros and cons for everything.
Right.
So some days you'll get really tipped well, and some days you're not gonna get tipped well. Sometimes you might not even get a fucking tip.
Not at all. Not at all.
So what is the problem? If you don't want to be out there, don't be out there.
I agree with you.
But my whole thing is, why would you go the extra mile and curse these kids out? They might, exactly like you just said, the girl and the boy did not know. The young boy, the teenager, just kind of laughed, shrugged it off, and laughed. I mean, I think I would have done the same shit. Like one time, y'all.
Well, what he told them was the only money he makes was from tips. So we're going to go with that. But the problem I have with this, in this day and time with the pandemic we're dealing with, why isn't Domino's taking care of their employees?
They're supposed
Your
to.
occupation is taking care of you.
Oh, hell yeah.
My occupation is taking care of me. And so are a lot of other corporations out there. Why isn't Domino's taking care of their employees?
We don't know.
I mean,
I would really want to research a little bit more on this.
I was just about to say, I'm going to keep up with this story.
You should check on this because
I want to know.
There has to be more to this shit.
I want to know if Domino's is going to step in.
And what state was this?
Let's see if I can find. I don't know if I'll be able to find it fast enough. Let's see. Trying to go into the story. Albuquerque.
Oh, them dumbasses. Okay, they might really not have it.
Hold on. I might be Albuquerque. I think I'm doing it right.
Albuquerque, yeah.
I'm dyslexic people. So
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. So this is what state it happened in. What's good, Tiff? Tiff said he's lying. I think you and Michelle could be right.
I'm telling you, there is no such thing. Every Domino's have a surcharge. Every single time you order, if you don't tip them, they have a surcharge.
Okay, I wanna. Here's the thing, I wanna go on. I think Domino's says free delivery.
Yes.
So hold on. If Domino's, if a corporate, any kind of establishment says free delivery,
That
and
means
they
they're
hit you with a
paying
salt. But
that
if
means they're paying their employees.
no, but here's what I'm saying: if they say free delivery and they hit you with a surcharge, that's considered fraud.
No.
That is considered fraud. Now, if you have other people say free delivery after or a subcharge, then that's different. So what you have in a lot of restaurants, because I think me and Michelle went to one restaurant, and I think I bitched to her because I didn't like what happened. To where after it was a certain time, hold on, I don't know, it was a good case and a bad case.
Okay.
I'll go. All right, what you got? Hit it because I know you looked it up. What you got?
It says the fee is a surcharge
Okay.
on your bill for the store and not given to the driver in national chains like Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Papa John's. The delivery charge does not go to the driver's tip. It is a disguised price increase for the store. Hourly pay for drivers did not go up when store began to deliver the delivery charge. So that means they get paid for delivering.
Shout out to Tip. Yeah, you gave us both. Let me get to the comment real quick. So, Tip said Domino's here advertise that the guys make $12 to $14 per hour on top of this for the drivers. Could you look Albuquerque real quick? So Michelle looked up, but it did make my case. It did say that there is a surcharge for the delivery, but it made my case. That surcharge does not go to the drivers. So Domino's is making extra money to deliver your food, and not one penny of it goes to the drivers, which is sad. So this is where I want to see, and I want to continue to follow up on this story. I want to see if Domino's steps up and finally starts taking care of their delivery drivers, to where you will have a man who's out risking his life to deliver pizza and food. But again, that's the job he chose to accept, to curse out teenagers over a fucking tip. Fucking sad. You got anything for us? Don't look that hard. We'll give him the follow up on this next week. So again, I want to know if Domino's is going to step up and finally start taking care of their workers, because this situation, they can't fire the man. Here's where Domino's is caught between a rock and a hard places. For one, not taking care of your employees in a pandemic, and you can't fire him because, like Michelle just put out there is a subcharge on delivery.
Yes,
but
they do.
He does not get. What do you have?
They do. They pay them
How much? Did you say?
$16 an hour.
Shit, motherfucker. Hold on. Teff, they getting more than where we at. So they're getting paid $16 an hour. So the fact that he said
So he got paid $16 an hour to curse
do
these
that
kids.
and curse kids out.
You're going to jail for that. If they were my kids, I'm gonna take you to jail.
Hey, that's harassment right there.
I'm gonna for talking to my children that way. You are nobody.
Hey, so you guys is right. You Tip, he lied. He does make money, and you wasn't thirsty, right? Like you made sure you got
I thought
the bottom
you
of
have
that shit.
more. You just got one.
I bought the bottle. It wasn't small. I know next time when you ask, I gotta buy the big bottle. That shit
I
is
haven't had a
good.
drink in a very long time.
That shit is really good. I ain't gonna front. I just want to follow this story because I want to see what's gonna happen with the situation.
I want to hear about this story.
Again, Domino's, fucking shame on you.
Like I said, I hate their pizza. I hate them. I can't stand ordering from them. The fact that you tell me it's 20 minutes and it's fucking 5 hours, you can go fuck yourselves and eat your fucking pizza and shove it up
again,
your ass. I'm done.
They stopped at 30 minutes or free because all the pizza was given out free. Again, because they couldn't deliver it. And this is why I say again.
I can't.
For someone saying 30 minutes or less to deliver your pizza, and they cannot do this, I would thought the organization would step up and say we need to change or we need to retrain our employees.
How about the company apologizes to the dude and sends him, you know,
I wouldn't
a
take
nice
anything from
little
there.
thing?
I
Who
would,
knows?
I mean, obviously they're gonna offer him something.
Of course, and he might take it because hey,
Oh,
I
he's
was
gonna take
quirky.
it because he ain't gotta pay for shit. He's gonna take it. But again, we're gonna follow up on this story.
I want to hear more about this. I might have to come back now. I thought I'm gonna stay incognito, even while I was so nervous.
Well, you know what happened? They say,
I was
because
so damn nervous.
you've done it. You've been doing this in 2015. Well, we started the other company in
no,
2014.
2014.
Oh no, I met you a year after, right? I met you a
Not
year
even a
after
year.
15.
No, it's
Yeah, I think
20.
it was
We're going to be 6 years.
August. I gotta do the math, but I will say that I'm pretty sure because when we
It's been 5 years plus
when
since
we,
I've been
when
on
we
the shows.
signed, I'll have to do the math, but
It's been five
again,
years plus.
I have to do the math. But again, I'm going to follow up on this story. I want to see how that's going. But we're going to keep the ball rolling.
Ooh, thank God for the AC.
I'm about to turn this shit off because you was talking hella shit. Yeah, I mean, before it came in with the bullshit,
I was quiet.
before she even sat
Shit.
down, is this going to be on? You know what I mean? Knowing she going to be under these bright ass fucking lights.
Yo,
and
I have
drinking.
like 25 lights. I'm so fucking white. It's not even funny.
You got a little
Shit.
color in the thing. I'm seeing color.
Yeah, thanks to my makeup.
In the thing here.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go on, and this was a story Michelle definitely wanted us to talk about.
Woo, future.
So I'm gonna let you take. You want to take the lead on this story?
No, go ahead. No.
You sure?
I like to chime in.
You like to chime in?
Yeah.
All right. I hate this motherfucker. Not because
I actually think he's amazing. I think he's gorgeous.
Right.
I think that's why women throw their panties and their vagina at him.
So it's not just the money; it's the fact that he is attractive on top of that.
Yeah, I think
and he is talented on top of that.
He's talented. He's got the money. Why not take the risk? I mean, I'm not talking about myself.
Right.
But I'm just saying that's why he has what he has. 8 kids, 8 different women. You know, now he's dating what's his name? Steve Harvey's daughter.
Right.
And I really like her a lot. So it's kind of like, I kind of like them together. So it's like, I'm just saying.
I mean,
I don't know how long he's going to stay with her.
If you put smut on smut, I would like it too. I think 2 smuts sometimes make
come on, like,
a
but
great
he
overall
he
situation.
cute. Like he has his, he has his swag.
He has a swag to him.
Yeah, he has a black, I don't know, sexiness to him. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm white, so I'm attracted to like black men or whatever. But so I will say he's really attractive.
Okay.
For a black man, he has a cool style. He's very unique. So, my opinion.
Okay. So this is a man, Future, a rapper, very talented, is worth millions of dollars. I always like to get the exact numbers out there. So let's see if I could.
How many women did he like? I mean, he had a lot of women, but how many?
Oh, I mean, this is a guy who also slept. He's worth $40 million. He's 36 years old. This is a guy who also slept with Scottie Pippen's wife, which is why they got a divorce.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a man who's no stranger.
He must be really good at what he does.
I think it's more lines of.
Sorry.
Like you said, the persona.
Yeah, he has a very cool...
He has a swag to him, and a lot of women. It's just like... I
don't know. I saw him...
It's just like the smut of the other side of it.
I don't know. I was browsing through something, and
right.
he came across, like, in an interview. And he's so... Like, he has some sexiness to him. The way he put himself out there. I was like... if every guy was like him, like, the way he acts and moves, I'm just saying, like...
He hitting y'all bitches with the bamboozle. He's like all light and sweet until he busts a nut.
Like, I mean,
as soon as he
really
busts that nut,
handsome.
it's just like Selena, was it Selena? I forgot her name, whatever, but the smut of the industry who slept with all these rappers. And now she's making $50,000 a week off of fan-only
pages. Good for her, shit.
But I will say this. This is a guy who's suing his baby, is current baby mother who just had their daughter.
He's suing her.
He's suing her,
Okay.
saying that it's all about money. She's a female who sleeps with everyone to financially benefit herself, but then he's dating the Steve Harvey's daughter. Just putting it out there. Then on top of that,
Both weird.
she's
both rich.
countersuing, saying that he slandered her name, saying that she's not this smut that he claims, which I don't believe under 1 second. Because if you're having a baby with someone who ran through half of Georgia and all other states, who has 7 other baby mothers prior to you, and you let this guy just go willy nilly and you raw doggy. So now you can be another part of this child support. But the bad thing about her, what she understand is the last baby mother is not getting as much as the first baby mother. This is a guy who also has a child with Sierra, who's married to Russell Wilson. But again, I thought it was just kind of funny the fact that she's countersuing, saying that she does not sleep around with money. And she might not be a smut. She might have been caught up in you saw Michelle's face. She was blushing and everything. She got complexion
actually,
immediately to where a lot of people fall into the awe and the misc of a person, and you get all caught up into the hoopla, and next thing you know, you knocked up.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I would never be able to interview him. I would be very nervous because he has a very unique persona,
Right.
a very unique, sexy swag to him.
Right.
I mean, I'm human. I'm not saying I'm gonna, go with him. But I think I would be, as much as how nervous I get when I have my shows. I think I will have like some panic attacks, or I will have to have the EMS next to me. I think I have to be honest.
Yeah.
He has a way. I think that's why women kind of.
Right, but I can
I
say
mean, and I'm old. I'm not young anymore. Like, and these chicks are really young. And
think
there's
she's
a
in
lot
love.
of there's a lot of women out there in their 20s and 30s nowadays, even 30s, mid 30s, who would just want to have a one night stand with an artist and get pregnant.
not
There's a
arguing with
lot
you
of
there.
women out there that does that stuff.
Not arguing with you there.
So,
Um,
I mean, I don't see why not. Why can't he not accuse her of being a slut or a woman that's after money? She knew he had multiple kids, multiple women. So if you're gonna give basically your vagina to a guy that has such a history, you are a slut.
I would say, you know me, I think we're all sluts and hoes because we slept with more than one person. But I will say this, I think her countersuing, it was kind of smart from a financial situation. You're still going to get your
Child support.
child support and shit like that.
But she
I
was with him
think
for 2 years. I
She
was reading.
right. She said they were in a serious relationship for 2 years. And
That's
the
her
fact
in the
that,
picture.
yeah, and the
Not bad
fact
looking.
that, huh?
She's not bad looking.
Of course not. He's not gonna fuck nothing ugly. That's not gonna happen.
And she
But
is young.
yeah, I just want to put out there that
Eliza, what?
Eliza Serfini, SER.
I found her.
All right. So, I will say this. It'll be hard for anyone to kind of take you serious again. I always say a person's pattern is everything. But I will say, hopefully this changes how you live your life.
She's 36 years old. I
Right,
told
so
you.
they're both 36. So, you got a brand new daughter. They did take a DNA test. He is the father. So at the end of the day, now you have a daughter. And what I need you to do is be a part of your daughter's life. I don't want you to take this whole situation and the problems that you do have with the mother of your child out on your daughter.
Okay, so
So-
she's an American model, and she's an
Here's the thing.
entrepreneur.
Everybody's calling her fucking selves model. So because she called herself a fucking model because she takes a couple photos of her ass and Instagram, if you're not in Vogue and all of Illy and all these other magazines, you're not a fucking model. If you're not being booked, other than other than being on someone's stage, I don't want you to call yourself a model. Now, I'm not
Well,
saying that she's not.
her net is not even done.
Yeah,
They don't know how much she's worth,
Well,
which means
we
I'm
gotta
like,
find out how
no.
much her child support is gonna be. Once we find out what her child support is gonna be, we'll know what her net is. So again, the more information we get on this subject, we're gonna come back. We're gonna let you know what information we have on this.
And truly, I don't want to go against Future because he is one of my favorite guys.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So like,
I mean, I feel
no
what you're
hard
saying.
feelings, dude. Like,
Once
but
you
just put
have
a condom on it, damn it.
once you have an attraction to someone, I feel like you feel because
Him and the game, man.
him in the game, I got you.
Yo,
Because I couldn't ever.
If there's any topics about the game, just bring
you're,
me on.
you're on there. You're good.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I feel you because like the only person I would be nervous around would be Maya, the singer, songwriter. I would be. So I understand what you're saying. They're just certain people that you find attractive. It is what it is. But hey, he does have his own swag and stuff like that because he has all these multiple baby mothers
Can't
and stuff
stand
like
any of them. Like I can't. But him and the game. But the game I've always liked. You remember, like when I used to watch the show, his show.
that. And
like,
that show cost him $75 million.
And he didn't even find the wife. Damn
He didn't
it.
find a wife. He found a $7 million
Motherfucker.
case.
Like what the hell is wrong?
No,
with
sorry,
him?
not 75. I apologize. $7.5 million case to where his lawyer and them tried to go around it. So what the judge did is gave her the rights to all his music to get the 7.5.
Dang.
All right, so we have one last story. We're gonna get out of here. I'm starving. I gotta order me some food
Okay.
because shit order closes early. We're gonna end it on a sad note. Mr. Jerry Sloan, former NBA player, former All-Star, defensive all-around, defensive All-State, has passed away at the age of 78 after battling. Gosh, it's here. I apologize because I had him. He's the first
cancer.
one. He had what do you call that disease? The one that eats you alive. Gosh, I had it all written down, but it's all over the place. People, I
thought
apologize
it was
for
cancer.
He had a form of cancer, but I wanted to give the exact disability he was hit with. But he was born in 1942. He passed away, obviously, 2020. Age of 78. He was an all-state player to McLean Borough High School in Illinois. He went on to go in D school, D2, Division II school in Evansville, where he played from 1962 to 1965, where he led the Aces to 2 division titles. He was the 4th overall picked of the Baltimore Bullets in 1965, where he spent 1 season by, and because of the expansion draft, he was drafted by the Chicago Bulls, where he played 10 seasons for, and in that 11th season,
So Jerry Sloan was diagnosed with Parkinson's
Parkinson's,
disease
there we go.
and Lewy body dementia.
Right.
So he had what my father had.
Right,
dementia.
so he had dementia, then he had Parkinson's. In his 11-year career, he was a 2-time All-Star, and he served all first-team defensive player 2 times. But what I really wanted to say about him is how you can tell a person is meant for greatness. After his NBA career, he served as a head coach for 5 days, to where he stepped down and he said he had personal issues he wanted to deal with. And December, he was brought in March 1977. He stepped down after 5 days for personal reasons. In December that same year, The entire team was killed in a plane crash.
Yes, I was reading that.
Like, just think about that. If he didn't step down, he would have been in that plane where everyone on that plane died.
Well, it's not. It wasn't his time.
And this is why I'm saying this gem was meant for greatness. Not only did he have a great high school career, great college career, a great NBA career, a great coaching career, where 15, sorry, 15 straight NBA playoff appearances, 16 total, plus a couple more after Malone and Stockton retired.
Hmm.
He went to two Western Conference championships, where I'm a Bulls fan. Sorry, where he lost to. And also, I wanted to think it was kind of interesting where he passed away right after ESPN put out their 10 part series on The Last Dance. And obviously, the last two titles Jordan had was against the Utah Jazz, where Mr. Sloan was the coach.
Mm.
And he handled it with greatness. And Michael and everything, they all commented in and they say how great of a person he was. And I always like when the first thing people talk about is how great of a person you was
Mm.
before they talk about your career. He was a hard-nosed player, no nonsense, which is really why after 26 seasons he kind of like stepped down as the coach of the Utah Jazz, where he bumped heads with a player at that time, which is where he kind of retired mid-season. And they were saying behind closed doors is because he had a lot of run-ins with the. Sorry, I would say he had disagreements with the player, star player at that time, and him being the great person that he is. All right, I'm gonna step away to coach, but he still had a place in the organization. I want to say our hearts and prayers go out to you and your family. This was like a man who stood up. Didn't have a lot of, we talk about white people and race and stuff.
Mm.
He didn't see color. He didn't give a fuck about it. He led the Bulls to respectability for 10 years. They went to the playoffs many years. And he lost his battle. So we just want to say hearts and prayers go out to you.
I don't talk about things that he lost his battle. I think he won his wings.
I like that. You can say that.
Um,
I like that. Thank you.
a lot of people have to go and suffer. Unfortunately, this world is not. Everybody has to go through it. So when their time is up, they gain their wings and they continue to strive someplace else.
I get it.
So to his family, to his kids, to the fans, my heart goes out to you guys. I'm not big on sports, but I read a lot about him, and that's all. My heart goes out. My dad had dementia, so I know how difficult it had to be for his family too.
Towards the end, right?
So
Especially like when you obviously his kids are grown. He's 78.
yeah,
You're
maybe our
used to your
age.
father, and you having specific certain type of conversations, and you can't have those kind of conversations, and you might be remembered one day and forgotten the next.
That's it. You take what you take,
Yeah.
what you can, and
Yeah.
those days. Well, thank you for having me.
No problem. So
I will see you guys again. I'm glad that I'm back.
We-
Stay
we- we-
do stay tuned for the you know the story about my exit, and let's make this return a great comeback. Fans out there, I'll see you soon. Stay tuned. I'm in process with some people. I'm trying. I'm really trying. I don't like to do the phone thing, but I'm trying. So bear with me, okay?
so
I will be back.
what we're doing is we're working. I'm in the process stage now of working out something where Michelle can still do her interview, her interviews via video chat. So we're working that out. We're working the kinks and bugs out. So
Who
she will
knows?
be back.
Maybe I get my cousins from Europe.
You can do that also. So we're working on that. But I want to thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I just want to, before I leave, I just want to thank my aunt, Auntie Pauline, and my cousin Matthew and his wife Marisa for everything that they've done for me since my exit. I thank you guys. You guys were my rock. And Bianca, thank you for checking on me. Those people who reached out to me, thank you. Mr. Jimmy Choice, thank you so much for the prayers that you had for me. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. You guys stay tuned. I will see you all soon. Peace out.
All right, y'all. So we'll see y'all next week. We'll see if who will be here. But you're always welcome, even if someone else comes to come out and hang with us. Extra toppings, y'all. See y'all later.